is called cathedral thinking, the mindset of architects and builders who may never see their plans fully realized, but entrust to future generations to carry them forward. It describes a broad vision that meets present needs while anticipating those of subsequent generations. So it was with the Kitchen Garden School that Grace Hoadley Dodge founded in 1880. Grace began with a determination to impart essential skills to young immigrant women. By 1887, the institution, now called Teachers College, had indeed become a cathedral for the future. It was a bold endeavor, dedicated to excellence, but born of humility. The understanding that the creation of new knowledge starts with recognition of what we do not know. Teachers College would soon unite the best minds in education, psychology, and health. TC would go on to launch and attain leadership in the fields of education psychology, nursing education, nutrition education, special education, and more. But to paraphrase TC's great philosopher, Maxine Greene, such work is about always becoming. And so TC reimagined itself to combat new forms of poverty, disease, ignorance, and prejudice in each successive generation. During the Jim Crow era, the college prepared generations of Black teachers from Southern states. During the Cold War, TC's Dr. Morton Deutsch shaped the field of conflict resolution. And during the 1970s, Dr. Edmund Gordon laid the groundwork for comprehensive efforts to level the playing field for disadvantaged children. And in recent decades, our cathedral has expanded again, so that wherever you might look, from schools, hospitals, and museums, to nonprofits and NGOs, to the United States Department of Education itself, you would find leaders prepared at Teachers College. Now, we face great challenges again. And again, Teachers College has reimagined its cathedral. As COVID forced schools online, TC faculty have helped teachers and parents navigate new technology. They've enabled schools to support children psychologically and reshaped education for nursing students who could not train in hospitals. And they have challenged race and class bias at the most fundamental levels of our education system. The challenges ahead are equally great, but each new generation of faculty and each new cohort of students are the heart of this cathedral. Teachers College continues to generate new knowledge, to recognize what we still don't know, and to work toward a smarter, healthier, more equitable, and more joyful world. Welcome to the Teachers College Convocation Ceremony.
Welcome, graduates, family, and friends. Tonight, we're pleased to honor our exceptional Teachers College graduates. They have traveled a path from determination to excellence, honing their leadership skills along the way. Tonight, we share in the joy of their success as we gather to celebrate in locations around the world. I have a special and personal connection to TC. The college was founded by my great-great-aunt, Grace Dodge. For generations, Teachers College has helped educators, administrators, psychologists, nurses, movement scientists, and many other professionals meet the challenges they face, both in the United States and abroad. Those challenges and the need for quality education and professional preparation are even more acute today. There is no other college of education that meets that need with TC's breadth of expertise, and none with our legacy of improving the lives of individuals and communities. I am happy to be able to continue the work that my family found so important then, and which I believe is even more important now. It is especially meaningful to me after this difficult year to know that people from all corners of our community are with us tonight to celebrate our graduates. Graduates, I hope you feel the warmth of the virtual hug from our faculty, staff, members of the Board of Trustees, special friends, and alumni around the world. And now, to begin our tribute to the class of 2021, please welcome Janice Robinson, Vice President for Diversity and Community Affairs.
Good evening, graduates and families. On this truly special night, I am honored to speak directly to our courageous, determined, and unflappable graduates. I must first start by congratulating you, not just for completing your degrees, but for what you have endured and accomplished in reaching this moment. For more than a year, you have turned your living spaces into classrooms, offices, libraries, and gyms. You have learned, debated, researched, and connected with your professors and fellow classmates online. You are helping your children navigate their own remote learning, keeping them motivated, finding their misplaced school supplies, and making sure they are on the right Zoom call. You have shown gratitude to their teachers because they are just trying to figure it out too. You have cared for spouses, partners, and elderly parents, checked on neighbors and friends, and rediscovered your families, communities, and yourselves in the process. You have had to postpone big events, weddings, birthdays, and holidays with your families. You have experienced isolation, sickness, and loss. And you have witnessed distressing political upheaval that continues to divide our country today. I know it hasn't been easy. Of course it hasn't. Graduates, I want you to know we see you, and we so deeply appreciate you. In the midst of this global pandemic, you have persevered, and your determination resonates with all of us. In a time we will never forget, the extraordinary class of 2021 is one we will remember always for its dedication, resilience, and resolve. In reimagining your studies and your lives, you have set a new bar for demonstrating grace under pressure and made believers of us all. And I believe that now you will show us a new path forward, guided in equal measure by curiosity, intelligence, and compassion. A path that future generations will continue on with awe and gratitude for what you have shown them is possible.
Hello, class of 2021. My name is Woojung Amber Kim, and I have the distinct honor of introducing today's student speaker to you from my classroom here in Los Angeles, California. As a TC graduate of the class of 2020, it is hard for me to believe that one whole year has already passed by. It has been a year of finding a rhythm in our new normal and progressing forward in light of our current reality. Each of you should be deeply proud of how you have exemplified perseverance, flexibility, and dedication throughout your time at TC. Let's be honest, Zoom University is tough. However, your motivation for finishing your studies has been deepened and refined through the constraints and opportunities of virtual education. We have witnessed your class leading with empathy, action, and creativity in and out of the classroom. This year's student speaker embodies this spirit. As a master's student in the International Educational Development Program, and to me, she represents all that your class has to offer our world as future leaders, educators, researchers, and advocates for change. Please join me in welcoming the student speaker for the class of 2021, Raksha Sule.
Hello, everyone. My name is Raksha Sule, and I am honored to be speaking to you today from Brampton, Canada. To President Bailey, Provost Rowley, staff and faculty and friends and families, thank you for joining us today. And a special acknowledgement to those who are here with us in spirit and in our hearts. To my graduating class of 2021, congratulations. Today, I want to celebrate our journey of determination. Like many of you, my determination has evolved through teachings over the years. For me, it's 3 teachings of courage, compassion, and connectedness. Courage was inspired from my incredible Indian immigrant parents who were fearless against a system of immense inequities to bring my brother and I joy and stability. Compassion stemmed from my own experience of reclaiming my body, mind, and spirit, teaching me that the power of turning inwards to heal within brings forth a deepened dimension to nurture kindness for others. Connectedness was shaped by people I had worked with and met in areas and settings of conflict who embodied an ethereal capacity to transform the grounds of suffering into collective resilience for change. These teachings led me to Teachers College to work towards becoming a humanitarian practitioner. All of us came to TC on a foundation of determination to drive meaningful impact for our world. We did not expect, though, to be faced with the devastating events over the past year. Weighted by anxiety, fear, and loss, many of us questioned what determination meant or if it was even worth it. That questioning continues in moments even today. However, we ultimately embraced and continue to nurture new depths to the teachings of determination from years prior. Amidst fatigue, we are courageous activists, our global community advocating online, on the streets, and also within our spaces of privilege and homes of comfort. Amidst pain, we are healers navigating compassion like my classmates, opening their hearts to hold themselves and others with tenderness and care. And amidst loneliness, I see connectedness, friends as radical collaborators co-leading educational opportunities across time zones. We cultivated an evolved ability to be and become in the face of adversity. So even if today we feel bound by an unknown, we will emerge through the richness of our capacities to create movements of possibilities, amplify our solidarity, and channel the spirit of our humanity. And although there is distance between us, know that we are still very much connected. For in a tomorrow when we do meet, we will recognize one another by the familiar fragrance of courage in our garments, an intimate dialect of compassion by our tongues, and a distinguishable aura of connectedness by our walks. We will know one another by our unique TC journey of determination. Until then, celebrate. We made it. Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Congratulations to the master's and doctoral graduates of the Department of Education Policy and Social Analysis. This has been a heck of a year, hasn't it? But you persevered, and look at all you've accomplished. We are so proud of you today.
From the Department of Arts and Humanities, we are delighted to celebrate our master's and doctoral graduates. This year has been full of extraordinary challenges. We all know that. But on this day, look at all you've accomplished. You made it. Congratulations.
Hello, graduates of counseling and clinical psychology. Our department has been on a roll and we've been doing great work. And yes, of course, this has been a challenging year, but we've continued to do great work, and in a strange way, we've gotten even better. You've all been a huge part of that. Congratulations on your achievement, and best of luck to you as you move on.
On behalf of the entire BBS faculty and staff, congratulations, graduates. Your hard work and perseverance in the face of many unknowns has paid off. You finished graduate school during a most historic and unprecedented time, and what a story you have to tell. Now go celebrate your amazing achievement.
Congratulations to our master's and doctoral graduates from the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology. This year has been challenging, but you made it, and you've done so well. I know I speak for all of the faculty in MST when I say we are very proud of you, and we can't wait to see what you do next. Congratulations on this happy day.
As chair of our Department of International and Transcultural Studies, I am proud to represent your faculty in applauding your achievements. We are proud of you, and we thank you for what you have taught us. Again, congratulations.
On behalf of the faculty and staff of the Department of Organization and Leadership, I am delighted to offer our congratulations on your accomplishments and our heartfelt best wishes for the next stages of your personal and professional endeavors.
Congratulations to the 2021 Master's and Doctoral graduates from the Department of Human Development. The faculty, staff, and students of the department congratulate you on your impressive achievement. I'm sure your family and friends are equally proud of you today.
Congratulations to the master's and doctoral graduates from the Department of Health and Behavior Studies. At a time when our society needs well-prepared health providers, psychologists, and educators more than ever, we are so proud of all that you've accomplished and excited about the impact it will make.
Congratulations, master's and doctoral graduates of the Department of Curriculum and Teaching. We all know this year has not been easy, but you did it. We are so happy to be able to recognize and celebrate your accomplishments today. Bravo!
Congratulations!
Hi, I'm Congresswoman Grace Meng from Queens, New York. Congratulations to the graduates of Teachers College at Columbia University this year. Over the last year, you have worked so hard during a national health crisis. Through this challenging time, you were unable to be with family, friends, colleagues, and faculty. Nothing was normal, yet you persevered to finish your degree.
I am humbled to be part of today's event, and I'm proud to be one of the first to congratulate this class of educators and health professionals on their achievements. In a year like no other, one that is marked by deep pain and loss, you have all made extraordinary sacrifices as you strive for excellence in earning one of the greatest achievements in life, higher education.
While you may not be able to celebrate in person, do not let that lessen your achievement. Through it all, you have achieved a major milestone that will open new doors and possibilities to shape our country for the better. You have chosen career paths as teachers, psychologists, institutional leaders, and health professionals. These professions and others are the foundation of our society. And as we saw throughout this pandemic, they were the true heroes. You are our future leaders.
You are beginning your careers in a time when the world needs you now more than ever. I look forward to watching you make your mark and leave behind a legacy of excellence, selflessness, and hard work during this global crisis that has touched all of us.
I also encourage you all to take time to listen and engage constructively with those around you. Sometimes the easiest solutions aren't what comes from you, but what comes from continuous engagement and feedback with those around you. I have no doubt you'll make indelible marks in your long careers ahead of you. Again, congratulations and good luck.
Congratulations again to the class of 2021.
I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most to grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew all of you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because I knew all of you, I have been changed for good. It well may be that we will never meet again, in this lifetime. So let me say before we all part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You're all with me, like a handprint on my heart. Now, whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a sea drop by a sky bird in a distant wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better? But because we knew you, because we knew you, we have been changed for good. And just to clear the air, I ask forgiveness for the things I've put my teachers through. But then I guess we know there's blame to share, and none of it seems to matter anymore. Like a comet, like a ship blown from its mooring by a wind off the sea, like a stream that meets like a sea drop by a bird in the wood. Who can say if we've been changed for the better? I do believe I have been changed for the better. And because I knew you, because I knew you, because I knew you, I have been changed for good.
You'll be with me like a handprint upon my heart. Because I knew you, I have been changed for good. Those words express what I believe education is all about. The magic that goes on between teachers and students, mentors and protégés. In our society, teaching is increasingly defined by the metric of excellence, which has come to mean the attainment of some fixed external standard. Certainly, the journey to that kind of excellence can be important. But there's a different journey that's about discovering and pursuing our interests and passions. And on that path, teachers are guides who change our sense of what is possible and help us become the people we want to be. At Teachers College, we understand the real excellence is about attaining that goal. And we believe that everyone can walk that path, whatever the societal forces arrayed against them, and regardless of the limiting narratives that others have constructed. We also know, in time, the roles of seeker and guide fall away, or even become reversed. The pupil becomes colleague to the teacher. The protege generates new ideas and applications that the mentors never envisioned. And the bond they share, created by the acts of teaching and learning, is ultimately a form of love. We celebrate that love today.
Good day, friends. I'm Edmund Gordon. I'm the Richard March Ho Professor of Psychology and Education Emeritus here at Teachers College. And it is my privilege to introduce our commencement speaker. Dr. Sonia Douglas Horsford is an associate professor here at Teachers College. She's a very well-established young scholar. She's published about 15 journal articles. She's co-edited 3 books. She's authored 2 books. Her intellectual and research interests include education policy, the political economy of schooling, school segregation and desegregation, critical race theory, and Black and African American education. Dr. Horsford is also my colleague and co-principal investigator of our program of research on the history of the education of peoples of African descent in the Americas and the Caribbean. We in the education research community identify Professor Horsford as being in the leadership of her generation of scholars who study education and its intersect with social justice. Welcome, colleague, and thank you for speaking.
Over the past year, we have seen our communities suffer through an unprecedented pandemic. It has highlighted disparities and inequities that must be addressed in our schools, communities, and institutions of higher learning. But it has also demonstrated the resiliency and perseverance of the American spirit. We have seen excellence in the face of adversity through the development of 3 high-efficacy vaccines, a community effort to socially distance and wear masks, and best of all, the strength of students, faculty, staff, and leadership during such a tumultuous time. I continue to be inspired by how teachers, counselors, school psychologists, healthcare professionals, and organizational leaders are adapting to meet the complex and diverse needs of families and communities during this pandemic. And through it all, we have seen that incredible determination and commitment to excellence in service and leadership here at Teachers College. Because as members of the Teachers College community, we take seriously the responsibility to prepare the next generation of learners and leaders to not only acquire knowledge, but to pursue excellence in everything that we do, pushing each other to be the very best versions of ourselves, striving to be better, stronger, and to widen our reach and impact through our commitments to compassion, unity, and community. Through joy, hope, and adventure, you have invested in your own capacity to be an agent for change and good in the world by embodying and inspiring others towards excellence. To be clear, excellence is not only about personal accomplishment, which is important, but means so much more when we consider excellence as the standard by which we give of ourselves to others through service. Education exists as a framework to grow and cultivate excellence by passing our knowledge to those around us. By preparing the next generation for their next chapter, you are instilling excellence in your community because of the gift that is education. Today, you are now a proud alumnus of Teachers College, and that means you are driven and empowered to educate students and inspire them. As you begin on this next chapter as graduates of Teachers College, you have a unique opportunity to change the world as we know it. Pursuing excellence through the growth and improvement of those around you is an integral part of this work. But most importantly, it is about how we examine ourselves to ensure we are giving the best we have to offer. Be bold in this pursuit of excellence, because changing the world starts with preparing for and navigating a future that will only be possible because of our shared knowledge, insatiable curiosity, and commitment to excellence. So to you, our 2021 Teachers College graduates, congratulations, and remember to do everything you do in the spirit of excellence.
Alexandra Perloff-Giles, Arts Administration.
My name is Sonali Rashan, and I am an associate professor in the Department of Health and Behavior Studies.
Annie Friedrich, Department of Curriculum and Teaching.
I'm Carol Garber. I'm a faculty in the program of Applied Physiology in the Department of Biobehavioral Sciences.
Hi, I'm Randy Wolf, Program in Nutrition, Health and Behavior Studies.
Hello, I'm Kelly Parks, the Music and Music Education Program Director in the Department of Arts and Humanities.
Hello, my name is Felicia Mensah. I'm faculty in the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology, and also Vice Chair of the same department.
Jane Dickinson, Health and Behavior Studies.
Hi everyone, this is Riddhi Sandhu from Counseling.
Hi, this is Jeff Young from the Department of Organization and Leadership and the Education Leadership Program.
Michelle Troche, Biobehavioral Sciences.
Nathan Holbert, the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology.
Nick Wasserman, Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology.
Dr. Prerna Arora, Department of Health and Behavioral Studies.
Hello, it's Dr. Sarah Brzaitis here in the Department of Organization and Leadership and the Program in Social Organizational Psychology.
Ioana Literat, Mathematics, Science, and Technology.
Tonight is a celebration of TC's graduates, but we could not have gotten here without our professors.
That's true in any year.
But this was not any year.
13 months ago, in the blink of an eye, life utterly changed.
The shift online was a major disruption for students around the world.
But at TC, it was managed with love,
patience,
hope,
and persistence.
Our incredible faculty helped guide us, and together with humor and humility,
we found new ways to communicate, connect,
and get our work done.
Technology can be cold and distancing.
But TC's faculty made Zoom environments into warm and welcoming personal spaces. We became acquainted with the contents of their bookshelves,
their decor preferences,
and what they were having for breakfast,
lunch,
and dinner.
We met their cats and dogs.
So many cats and dogs. And because they showed us who they were,
our work improved.
Because we learned to be ourselves too.
Some of us were juggling new babies or even new illnesses.
But as our mentors, TC's faculty proved to be empathic listeners, while also challenging us to exceed our own expectations.
In this way, our professors were the warm demanders that Dr. Lisa Delpit describes,
believing in our success during times when we struggled to do so on our own.
They provided support,
compassion, and understanding,
even as they pushed us to new heights.
And through this challenging time, they too were coping with the pandemic.
They were caring for their own children,
their own elderly parents,
their own extended families,
and sometimes all of the above. They inspired us with their resilience and strength.
Yet we know that some days, and maybe many, were exceedingly difficult for them too.
Ultimately, the pandemic was much more than the sum of its impact on our individual lives.
The past year was marked by perhaps the most massive social and political upheaval most of us have ever known.
When we were frustrated,
scared, sad,
angry, and cynical,
our faculty helped us understand these events in the context of human history.
And perhaps even more importantly,
they created spaces for us, both formal and informal,
to vent,
to grieve,
to take action,
and to just be.
Through all of these incredible acts of grace and kindness,
our professors taught us the most important lesson of all, the great joy that is found in giving of yourself. Now,
as we eagerly step forward to do the same for others,
we thank them for so profoundly touching our lives. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cindy Huang, Department of Counseling and Clinical Psychology.
I'm Carol Benson from International and Comparative Education.
Alex Ebley from the Department of Education Policy and Social Analysis.
Elaine Smolin, Health and Behavior Studies.
Erica Levy, Biobehavioral Science. Hi, this is Haney Yoon from the Department of Curriculum and Teaching. Congratulations to all the graduates.
Irina Lublinska, Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology.
Judy Scott Clayton, Department of Education Policy and Social Analysis.
Mary Mendenhall, International and Transcultural Studies Department.
Hi, I'm Melanie Brewster from the Department of Counseling and Clinical Psychology.
My name is Michelle Knight Manuel. I'm a professor in the Department of Curriculum and Teaching.
Noah Dresner, Higher and Post-Secondary Education Program in the Department of Organization and Leadership.
Hi everybody, my name is Oren Pismoni Levy. I'm an associate professor in the International Comparative Education Program and leading the Teachers College Center for Sustainable Futures.
Hi, this is Peter Gordon from Biobehavioral Sciences and Human Development.
Hello,
I'm Marie Maville, Professor of Psychology and Education and the Vice Dean for Faculty Affairs.
My name is Dr. Rafi Flint, and I teach in the program of mathematics in the Department of Mathematics, Science, and Technology.
Bill Passmore, Organization and Leadership.
Hello, graduates. Brian Keller here from the Department of Human Development.
Queridos estudiantes.
Hello and Assalamu alaikum.
Hello and namaste.
There's a place for us, somewhere a place for us, peace and quiet and open air, wait for us somewhere.
Querida Mami Fellita, Tía Juanita y Mami.
To my dear family in India and Cambodia.
I dedicate this monumental and vital work to you.
This letter goes to my Abu, who has driven me all over Pakistan in the search for the best academic institutions which we couldn't even afford.
Mami Fellita, this doctorate is for you and the love of education that you instilled in me.
It's been 2 years since I saw you, and I could only wish you were by my side as I graduate from Teachers College, Columbia University.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you and your families.
You have overcome so many challenges as first-generation graduate students and as members of underrepresented communities.
Estoy también muy agradecida a mi madre, Francisca Vargas, quien arriesgó todo para venir a los Estados Unidos. In 1977, we arrived at Amsterdam Avenue and 126th Street, near Teachers College.
There have been numerous times I've caught myself sitting on the steps outside Low Library,
where I will receive my doctorate today.
You completed your degree successfully in the midst of a pandemic.
What a year it has been.
There's a place for us, a time and place for us.
It's been quite the roller coaster ride since then.
You believe that sí se puede, yes we can, in solidarity with others.
This letter goes to my mama, who taught me that while it's important to be rational in times of crisis, it is far more crucial to have a bigger heart.
You are dream keepers who offer your light in dark times.
That is what academic excellence is about.
You will leave your mark on those communities as you have left your mark here on TC.
You showed us with your activism that academic excellence is also about contributing new paths to lift others up.
I salute you and thank you in advance for all of the great contributions you will make to the communities you will serve.
A big thank you to my professors who worked relentlessly to get us the education we deserved as we quickly transitioned online, to my classmates, and to my fellow international students.
This letter goes to my friends back home and in New York, who persevered for me when I would fail.
There's a place for us, a time and place for us.
Como dijera el poeta Machado, caminante, se hace camino al andar.
Thank you for your bravery. Thank you for your light.
Felicidades, graduandos.
Yours truly.
Congratulations again.
Congratulations.
How unattainable this dream once was. Mil gracias, guerreras.
Congratulations, felicidades. What an accomplishment for each and every one of you. As a first-generation Nuyorican college student myself, graduated from the amazing Teachers College, Columbia University, I know all the sacrifices that you have made to reach this milestone. Celebrate your accomplishments. Celebrate too with all of those individuals who helped you along the way, who made sacrifices too, and helped you when you needed it the most. Once you finish celebrating, then it is very important that you reach back and give back. You are entering a time after your graduation where the haves and have-not have widened, and the new majority of America, the first gen, the students of color, and the low-income students need you now more than ever. We need you to go out there and advocate, educate, fight for these students, and help them reach the amazing milestone that you have reached. Help them to see their dreams and see that we made it, so they too can make it. Congratulations, felicidades.
Whenever I was frightened, if I ever felt alone,
I turned to the night sky, and a star I'd call my own.
Somewhere I could run to, just across the Milky Way.
If you want, I could take you. It's just a light year and a day.
We can sail away tonight on a sea of pure moonlight. We can navigate the stars to bring us back home. In a place so far away, we'll be young, that's how we'll stay. Every wish is a command. We will find ourselves in Never, Neverland.
Picture a land that you never have seen, where life is eternal and evergreen.
A future of happiness, all in your hands, all in the place of your dreams, here inside Neverland. We can sail away tonight on a sea of pure moonlight. We can navigate the stars to bring us back home. In a place so far away, we'll be young, that's how we'll stay. Every wish is a command. We will find ourselves in Never, Neverland. Every wish is a command. I am closer now to finding
Teachers College is a school of education, psychology, and health. But in each of those areas, our students also honed the strong leadership skills that they learned in their own communities. During the past year, our students had a front row seat as our next speaker gave them a demonstration of leadership in one of the most challenging environments in modern history. TC President Tom Bailey has had to make difficult, unprecedented decisions every single day since the pandemic began. Yet he continues to approach each day and each challenge with curiosity, humility, care, and compassion. These are the attributes we hope to instill in all our graduates, because when a leader brings those to their job, you know you are in good hands. Tom creates the space for our students, faculty, and staff to apply their knowledge in building a better world for all, and he embodies the ideal of leading by example. It is my great honor to introduce the president of Teachers College and my friend, Tom Bailey.
At this time last year, I expected that I would be congratulating you in person at the 2021 convocation. However, circumstances over the past 14 months have taught us to expect and prepare for the unexpected. The experience has also taught us many lessons about leadership that will serve us well today and in the future. Here are some of the things that I have learned about leadership. First, leaders make a difference by the example they set. You might be a classroom teacher or dissertation advisor. You might be a nurse or clinical psychologist. You might be the head of a department, an international delegation, or a government. You might be the CEO of a cultural organization or the president of a college. As leaders, you are vested with tremendous authority and trust. Leaders who want collaboration and inclusion are collaborative and inclusive. Leaders who call for innovation and change must give others room, support, and guidance to identify methods, models, and systems that need improvement. And leaders who expect hard work from others must put in the work themselves. The second lesson, leadership is a collaborative team endeavor. Teamwork has held Teachers College together over the past 14 months and enabled us to continue to advance our teaching and research mission. Graduates, you and all your fellow classmates have been essential collaborators in our work. Permit me to share one of literally dozens of examples I could cite. Professor of Psychology and Education, Douglas Menon, helped to pioneer an innovative method for treating anxiety-related disorders. It is called emotion regulation therapy, or ERT. Last summer, Professor Menon launched a clinical trial to test a modified version of ERT's effectiveness in treating COVID-related anxiety and depression in caregivers and in patients from the general population. Since then, Professor Menon's students have been delivering this therapy via Zoom to caregivers and patients across the city with a focus on low-income patients and patients from communities of color. If this promising therapy winds up serving many more caregivers and patients, our students will have played a crucial role in creating a smarter, healthier, more equitable, and more just world. At the same time, it behooves us as educators, collaborators, leaders, and pursuers of knowledge to remember that none of us alone has all the answers or the inside track on the truth, and that we always have much to learn from one another. The third lesson, which grows directly out of the second, is that real leaders do not exercise or claim absolute authority. They derive their authority from the respect and trust of those they serve. And I emphasize those three words: respect, trust, serve. Respect. We only productively work together when there is genuine mutual respect. Respect for every person's humanity and perspective, and respect for their potential to contribute to shared pursuits and the betterment of society. Trust. Like respect, trust is initially vested in you and me by virtue of our authority as educators, health professionals, policy experts, and organizational managers and executives. But trust can only flourish when it, too, is mutual. And finally, real leaders are not rulers. They are servants, forever accountable to the organizations, individuals, stakeholders, and communities they serve. Graduates, as our world rebuilds, this is your leadership moment. The challenges ahead are formidable. An education system that has replicated its inequities online, a fragmented, under-resourced public health system, a democracy that has literally come under siege. You already have demonstrated the talents, the passion, and the determination to tackle these challenges. The key will be your ability to lead with humility, to lead with respect, to lead with courage, to lead with the awareness that your words and actions deeply affect others. And while you're at it, take more time for observation and reflection, because just as I have, you might learn something. Congratulations.
Hello, my name is Jordan Matsudaira. I'm an associate professor at Teachers College, on leave for a few months now, serving as Deputy Undersecretary at the U.S. Department of Education. I want to give my warm congratulations to the Teachers College class of 2021, your families, and especially my former students in EPSA who've learned data analysis, causal inference, and evaluation with me. In my classroom, we talk about the statistics principle, no causation without manipulation, an admonition to researchers like me that the true impact of a condition or policy will be hard to learn unless it's been explicitly changed by some intervention. In my current role, the same phrase rings to me as an appreciation of the fact that changing this world, helping our children learn and thrive, and creating policy to affect a world where dreams are more equitably realized takes work, manipulating the status quo. The arc of the moral universe does not bend on its own. This is the work that you graduates are about to start, and your hard and brilliant work at Teachers College under extraordinary circumstances has prepared you to lead. Good luck, and thank you for all the light you're about to bring into this world. After my term in government is over, I look forward to returning to research at TC to study all the good you'll cause.
It's truly an honor to be able to congratulate you on your wonderful achievements and to thank you. Thank you for choosing a career of public service. We all remember our teachers for the very simple reason that they help make us who we are. H.G. Wells said that human history is a race between education and catastrophe. Thanks to your career choice and the career choices of millions of others around the world, I'm hopeful that the next generation will have the benefit of teachers who are rational, who are innovative, who are empathetic, who are able to build bridges across lines of region, race, and religion. Thank you very much indeed for the career choice that you've made. With your help, we'll build a better, safer, more equal world.
The best professional advice I've ever received I got from a mentor of mine, a quote from Toni Morrison. I tell my students, when you get these jobs that you have been so brilliantly trained for, just remember that your real job is that if you are free, you need to free somebody else.
Don't follow already set pathways. Craft your own pathway so that you can follow your passion and create your own trajectory and create your own career.
When I was starting my career, my father told me to find the best mentor that I could, regardless of the industry or the role that I was applying for.
I really hope that you can help in some of the rebuilding of what's happened coming out of this pandemic to really think about how we can advance justice through all of our professions.
I hope for all of the current graduates that as they move on, they're finding great people to work with and they're ultimately discovering something about themselves that will lead them to their most purposeful work.
As we graduate, we need to think about how our lives are going to make others' lives better.
How do we build the world that we want to see?
I think everyone needs to think about making a better society for all of us.
It's a great honor for me to be able to welcome the current graduates to the new Alumni Network.
You will be never alone in any continent.
Congratulations!
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 Hello everyone, I'm Wynton Marcellus. Graduates, I'm so pleased to congratulate all of you on your tremendous accomplishment. I hope that you all are going to fully enjoy this day and that you'll forever remember the proud feeling of achievement and inspiration that comes with graduating. I want you to develop your lifelong friendships from this class of fellow students and realize that you're going to cement into place today an important rung of the ever ascending ladder that will become your relationships as time passes and these early days are evoked with ever more fondness. Phrases like, this has been my friend since college. Even more importantly, I want y'all to look around and revel in the freshness of untested aspirations that is a hallmark of new graduates. Reaffirm your determination and passion to bring out the best in your future students. Sometimes later in life, when you're overwhelmed, when you're demoralized, besieged by the corruption of administrations and the apathy of students, and of course the unknowable personal demons that we all must face in their time and at their pleasure, I ask you to recall the purpose and dedication that is rightly celebrated here today. Reach back in time and pull out this promise that you and your colleagues have made to yourselves, evidenced by your diplomas, and continue with even more fervor to enlighten, enrich, and inflame the communities that you work in with the same youthful vigor, the hopefulness, and the integrity that you possess in this very moment. Keep your optimistic activism on the front burner. You're going to need it, and so do we all. I hope you all have some great socially distanced parties. They're only going to make this year more memorable. Congratulations, Teachers College of Columbia University, class of 2021. Do your thing. You are certainly needed out here. All right.
Music is a world within itself, with a language we all understand, with an equal opportunity for all to sing, dance, and clap their hands, yeah. But just because a record has a groove, don't make it in the groove. But you can tell by the way it letter A when the people start to move. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over people. They can feel it all over. They can feel it all over people. Yeah. Hey. Music knows it is and always will be one of the things that life just won't quit. Here are some of music's pioneers that time will not allow us to forget now. There's Basie Miller, Satchmo, and the king of Bossa Duke. And with a voice like Ella's ringing out, there's no way the band can lose. Hey! You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over people. You can feel it all over. You can feel it all over people. You can feel it all. And though you don't believe that they do come true. For did my dreams come true when I looked at you? And maybe two of you would believe. You too might be all the joy, all the love over you.
As a proud parent and grandparent, I delight in spending time with my family. And to be here with you all tonight, as you share this special moment with your family, is truly a gift. Tonight we are experiencing a pair of joys. The first is the completion of the monumental effort of finishing your master's or doctoral degrees. What an achievement. Take a moment and appreciate that you did this. And the second joy is the beginning of something new. Yes, the future is unknown, but as you turn the page to the next chapter of your life, just imagine the importance of what you will do and the impact you will have. With the strife and uncertainty we are experiencing right now, it is hard not to think, what can one person do? How can I be an agent of change? In these moments, we only have to think about one brilliant woman in Georgia who was determined to make meaningful change. Through her work to empower voters, Stacey Abrams galvanized the state of Georgia and then the nation. Her hard work and perseverance have brought about change, touched the lives of millions of Americans, and inspired countless more around the globe. Our Teachers College trustee, Valerie Rockefeller, will have the honor to formally introduce her. But let me offer my deep gratitude to Stacey Abrams for reminding us that leaders everywhere are working to create a better planet, and that their brilliance and perseverance, and our own, can lead to better days ahead. We are overjoyed that Ms. Abrams is here with us this evening to receive the Teachers College President's Medal of Excellence.
Stacey Abrams, as a student at Spelman College, where we became friends after you rightly claimed the seat you deserved at the trustee table, you have devoted your career to, in your words, not allowing traditions to continue and perpetuate the consequences. As a student, you burned Georgia's flag, which incorporated the Confederate battle flag design, on the steps of the state capitol. In the Georgia House of Representatives, you took on powerful interest by unmasking a camouflage tax increase that would have been the state's largest ever. And as the nation's first African American female gubernatorial nominee, you caught the imagination of Americans everywhere, waging a near victorious fight that catalyzed enduring changes in Georgia's political calculus. Yet your greatest legacy may be your efforts to ensure a voice for those who historically have been disenfranchised. The New Georgia Project, which you founded in 2014, enabled hundreds of thousands of people of color to register and vote. Your 2018 gubernatorial campaign created powerful mechanisms to protect voting rights for communities of color. And when your opponent, Georgia's sitting Secretary of State, disallowed thousands of votes, you launched the organization Fair Fight, which has improved voter protection in more than 20 states. Fair Fight became the defining story of the 2020 elections, helping deliver Georgia to Joe Biden and Senate victories to Raphael Warnock and Jon Ossoff. In so doing, you created what the Chicago Tribune has called a concise blueprint for voter empowerment that is both successful and unwavering in its charge, and also showed Americans the power of united minority voices. Of course, the fight goes on. As you argued in the wake of this past winter's armed insurrection on the U.S. Capitol, we can either engage in collective amnesia about what we have just lived through, or we can rise to meet this moment by fixing the broken social compact. Stacey Abrams, for your brilliant and steadfast efforts to mend that compact and hold our nation to the values that make it great, we proudly award you the Teachers College President's Medal of Excellence.
Good evening to President Bailey, Provost Rowley, trustees, faculty, administration, and the graduating class of 2021. Thank you for having me here today to celebrate this occasion and for presenting me with the President's Medal of Excellence. First, I want to commend the students, faculty, and administration of Teachers College for your perseverance during such a difficult year for our nation and our world. I'm here today because education saved my life. My mother is the third of 7 children, and when her family's poverty disrupted her education, she dropped out of elementary school. A neighbor hired my mom so she could earn enough to go back to school, but her fear then was that she'd be left behind. Like so many young children, she wasn't focused on the future. Instead, she was afraid that she'd be held back a grade and be taller than the boys in her class, that people would mock her clothes and her poverty. When she finally screwed up her courage and returned, the principal of the school read her a letter from her file. It was from the last educator to teach my mom. It said, if Carolyn Hall returns to school, please move her on to the next grade. She's smart enough. Without knowing my mother's story, this teacher understood her potential. And it was that note of kindness, that act of compassion that spurred my mother on. And when she graduated from high school, she did so as the valedictorian of her class. My father's story is different, but no less telling. He too grew up in impoverished, segregated Mississippi, but his challenge was a learning difference. With undiagnosed dyslexia, too many dismissed his inability to read as laziness or stupidity, charges too often falsely attributed to young Black boys. But he had some good teachers, thoughtful, compassionate educators who realized that if he could hear their lessons, he could learn. They accommodated his style of learning, fed his imagination, and adapted to his challenge, even if they couldn't put a name to it. My father finished high school and became the first man in his family to attend college, and he increased his functional literacy in his 30s after finally being diagnosed. Together with my mom, my parents returned to school at the age of 40 to get their Master's of Divinity at Emory University's Candler School of Theology to become United Methodist pastors. I exist because teachers saw potential in my parents despite their circumstances, and they used their skills to make their lives better. Educators stand for the highest ideals in a society, and Teachers College is a remarkable standard bearer in our nation, one that trains leaders who understand that education alone, while a firm foundation, cannot improve the inequalities that exist in our society without more. This school, like the teachers, scholars, and policymakers it produces, serve the needs of the whole child, and in doing so breathe new life into our joy of learning. As our nation and world wrestle with urgent issues that require our attention, an ongoing pandemic that has claimed millions of lives, economic upheaval that has uprooted livelihoods, and systemic injustice that have left too many communities of color behind, we need leaders who believe in the people you serve. You, the graduating class of 2021, are architects of a brighter future, one that can redeem those lost moments by filling them with new hope, a vibrancy that comes with the faith in those you serve. You believe that more is possible for all of us, and you have been trained to make more a reality. And as you work to make more a reality, stumbles and defeats are inevitable. Our greatest endeavors will falter and the failure will seem permanent. And during these times, I urge you to acknowledge the pain, but reject the conclusion that you should abandon your mission. You see, on this journey, you need to hold fast to what you believe is possible. Know that what you want can be made real and perform to the best of your abilities, even if the outcome falls short of your ambition. I know what I'm talking about because in 2018, I ran for governor of Georgia and I lost. In the aftermath, I allowed myself to acknowledge my anger and sadness, but I knew that I could not stay in that place, stay in that pain. Despite not getting the position I desired, I knew that the work of protecting voting rights, ensuring that every community is counted, and broadening economic power in the South still endured. I started organizations that focused on these issues because I knew that not receiving the position I wanted did not absolve me of the responsibility to do the work. You see, when we fail, we often feel the need to edit our ambitions to reflect our new fears. But do not allow false logic to limit your expectations of success. Our stumbles often cause us to fall into new opportunities, ones that allow us to do the work anyway, just in a different way. Throughout life, we will all have moments of quiet triumph and dark days that shake our faith. But the issues that we seek to solve can be heavy and daunting, and still we can get it right. And as these months have shown, the journey can be traumatic for both ourselves and the people we want to help. I persevere not because I'm an inherent optimist, but instead because I am determined. I am determined to be worthy of the legacy of my parents' hardships and those teachers who saw their promise, to be a fighter for my grandparents and my great-grandparents' dreams, to be a testament to the wonders that resilience can reveal. And so as you go into this world, I ask you to lean on each other for support and guidance and distraction. Hold on to one another in laughter and in grief. Stand for one another in joy and in audacity. Be the ones who teach the world that joy and progress do exist, despite how dim the future seems. And as this world grapples with existential questions of who we are and who we will become, you are here today because you understand the deeper calling of obligation. And as you embark on this new journey, know that Teachers College, your family, friends, classmates, and I, we travel with you, wish you well, and look forward to the extraordinary change that you will each make. Thank you to the class of 2021, and congratulations. We're counting on you.
My name is Nicole Ross, and I'm a proud graduate of Columbia College and an Olympian in the sport of fencing. During my time at Columbia, I qualified for my first Olympic Games and won an NCAA title. Now I'm headed to a second Olympics in Tokyo, and I'm also pursuing my master's degree in psychology. Today, as we celebrate your accomplishments, stepping into your new roles and the challenges they will bring, I want to remind you of something that has been easy to lose sight of over the last year: joy. Joy is something you may have struggled to find this year. All of you were forced into an uncomfortable pedagogical environment, learning and collaborating from home or at a social distance. Many of you faced inconceivable tragedies, sick or lost family members and friends, and not being able to celebrate or grieve together at life's most pivotal moments. I certainly faced my own ups and downs, the postponement of the Olympics, a serious injury, and fearing for the health and safety of my loved ones. But what has kept me motivated is the pure joy I feel when I'm doing my sport or coaching younger athletes toward their dreams. That rare but beautiful feeling when your passion becomes your purpose and all of the hard work you've put in can shine through. Those intrinsic forces that have led you to pursue careers in teaching, psychology, healthcare, and leadership will guide you through the most challenging moments in the field. At a time marked by division, fear, and gross inequities, your love and commitment to your passion is needed more than ever. The empathy, determination, and resilience that you've developed and honed at Teachers College, coupled with your joy of learning and growth, make you the most influential generation of leaders in your field. Your choice to join passion with purpose won't go unnoticed. As you take your next career steps, work hard of course, but don't forget to work hard at finding fun too. I'm wishing you success, happiness, and most of all, joy. Congratulations, class of 2021.
What a joyous celebration this has been. Graduates, as the ceremony comes to a close this evening, I hope you feel the pride in yourselves that we all feel for you. You have accomplished an incredible feat, an Ivy League graduate degree, and you've done so under unprecedented circumstances. Your perseverance is an inspiration to us all. I know that this year may not have been what you imagined, especially in finding connections to classmates and faculty, friends and families, and your communities. But you know that the foundation of your relationships is greater than any physical proximity. And you know that one day soon, we will all be able to see each other in person again. One of the silver linings to the pandemic has been a strengthened relationship between Teachers College and the Manhattan School of Music. Tonight, more than 50 TC and MSM students and faculty have joined forces, some in person and some virtually, to remind us of the power and resilience of friendship and community. They have come together to express the elation of this moment and to celebrate your achievements with you. As we watch your names, all 2,200 of them, rise on the screen, please enjoy Ode to Joy. It is a fitting tribute to your extraordinary accomplishments. Congratulations, TC graduates. You did it.